There is a special kind of fear which grips us all from time to time. It involves the unknown or the half-known. It is that nameless, mindless fear which was tapped for the most successful movie of them all. Now, the same director is looking once again just beyond man's reach, only this time to the skies for his newest motion picture, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Among the locations, Bombay, India, Devil's Tower, Wyoming, and Mobile, Alabama, where a gigantic aircraft hangar has been further enlarged and converted into a shooting stage, bigger than any available even in Hollywood. This is the set for the climactic scenes of one of the most ambitious and unusual films ever made. The director is Steven Spielberg, whose most recent motion picture, Jaws, is already a legend. Spielberg's newest picture begins with the sighting of an unidentified flying object.
Aries 31 has traffic 2 o'clock, slightly above and descending.
Aries claims he has unusual traffic at his altitude. I don't know who the hell it is.
Okay, Center. Aries 31, the traffic is turned. He's heading right for my windshield. We're turning right immediately and leaving flight level 350 now.
Aries 31, descend and maintain flight level 310. Break, Allegheny 444, turn right 30 degrees.
Get on the order to the 45th recon way. See what the hell they could be testing up there.
Joining Spielberg in this closely guarded project are a number of remarkably talented and fascinating people. The producers, Julia Phillips and Michael Phillips. Producers of such films as The Sting, Taxi Driver, and now their most ambitious project, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Douglas Trumbull is well known for the visual effects in The Andromeda Strain, Silent Running, which he also directed, and 2001, A Space Odyssey, which Life magazine called the most dazzling visual effects in the history of the cinema. The special effects for Close Encounters of the Third Kind will be, by far, the most spectacular work he has ever done. The technical advisor is Dr. J. Allen Hynek of Northwestern University, the world's foremost authority on unidentified flying objects. The cast includes Richard Dreyfuss, who has shown his rare star ability in such diverse films as American Graffiti, The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz, and Jaws. In addition, making his American debut as an actor is Francois Truffaut, the world-famous writer-director, winner of the New York Film Critics and the 1974 Academy Award for Day for Night. What prompted Truffaut to accept the role was the opportunity to work with Steven Spielberg at the 131-member film company on this remarkable production. The title of the picture, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, refers to an intriguing possibility.
Well, a close encounter of the first kind is one is close, but nothing really happens.
Close encounter of the first kind is visible contact with a UFO.
Forget the shape and forget how fast it's going. It's something that you just can't explain.
Close encounter of the second kind is being physically affected, I believe, by the sighting of a UFO.
Close encounters of the second kind are those which leave a physical trace. Holes in the ground,
Burn rings,
broken tree branches,
telephone lines down,
animals disturbed.
stopping of car engines.
And the close encounters of the third kind are the most interesting of all.
Close encounter of the third kind is really when you meet them.
Close Encounters begins with the sighting of a UFO. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to you. It does happen to Roy Neary. An average working man, Neary finds his world, his very life, changed by what becomes the most dramatic event in the history of the human race.
Monsieur Neri, please, one more question. N'avez-vous pas fait récemment une rencontre?
Have you recently had a close encounter?
Une rencontre plutôt inhabituelle?
A close encounter with something very unusual. Who are you people?
Action!
Spielberg, who is both director and writer of the film, has spent 2 full years on its creation.
He doesn't even turn the third time.
When he finished his first draft, I read it in one sitting and called him, and I said, this is the best screenplay I've ever read. It took about 6 months for me to pummel him into giving me the role.
They all pop one at a time, go faster. They get a little angrier, you know.
I don't know anybody else personally that I've worked with who can create the kind of excitement on film that he can.
When Steven Spielberg made Jaws, the world went shark crazy. Reports of shark attacks increased by the thousands, and people began to approach the beach with caution and even with fear.
One step this way.
Now, with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Spielberg is making a motion picture about an even more fascinating subject. And one thing seems certain. Just as Jaws gave us a new respect for the mysteries that lie beneath the sea, after seeing Close Encounters of the Third Kind, we will probably never look at the sky in quite the same way again. With special controls and systems never before possible, Close Encounters is light years ahead of any motion picture ever made, or now being made. The movie is A Close Encounter of the Third Kind, direct contact with occupants of a UFO. And what you will see has never been seen before.
I'd like to make believers out of people who consider the extraordinary just science fiction. I'd like to open up people's imaginations, and that's what this film is going to do, I hope.
This Christmas, millions of people will experience what may be the most beautiful, frightening, and significant motion picture adventure of all time.